now.
Packer fans, what's going on? It's Ryan Moffett here with my partner Hugo Traverso. And Hugo, it's a beautiful 4th of July here in Healdsburg today, and we are just pumped to watch some Packer baseball. Packers going against Petaluma Athletic Edge tonight. Tell me, what are you looking forward to?
Well, it's going to be a great game. This Express team from Athletic Edge brings a lot of edge. A lot of guys that are looking to come up with a big win. They've grown up in Sonoma County. They want to take down the big guys in Healdsburg. So they're going to be hungry tonight. They're going to look for the win. They're going to take every chance they can to get a run.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for every chance, like you say, here against the starting pitcher for the Packers, Luke Payne, out of Tennessee. So a big start for him today. And Hugo, what's something you like out of Luke Payne? We've seen him before pitch for the Packers. What do you like out of him?
He's been good. He's through 6 innings, been solid. He has a 4.50 ERA, just kind of bouncing back from a mediocre spring at Tennessee. He's one of the more experienced guys on this roster, SEC guy. So, he's looking to have a good summer with the Pack. And really, I haven't seen enough of him to get him fully established. But when he started here, his first time over, he looked very good.
Definitely, and leading off, as that's fouled off by Kaz Deramalere. So it is an 0-2 count for him to start off this game. And Hugo, it's, again, 4th of July. You gotta love America. Do you have any big plans? Is this grounded over to the shortstop, Campbell? His throw to first on time for out number 1. A good start here for the defense and Luke Payne.
Yeah, I mean, 4th of July-wise, I talked to my family. They're currently in the great state of Wyoming, enjoying 4th of July there. But for me, just, gonna go spend some time with my grandparents, enjoy the holiday, and, call some great baseball. So I'm just happy to be here and enjoy another great game of Packer baseball.
You're happy to be here, and holy cow, there's a lot of happy fans here today at the ballpark. I mean, it is packed. There's nothing more American than going and watching baseball, Hugo.
That right you are, Ryan. It is a fantastic sport, America's pastime, and what better way to celebrate 4th of July than be at Rec Park?
You could maybe eat a hot dog. There's a lot of American things to do.
Well, we do have the worst here tonight, so people will have the opportunity to eat a hot dog there as Jelani Mason steps to the plate.
1-2 count for him. Here's Payne's pitch. That, a weak hit over to second base, and French throw on the run, got him. A great play by Jacob French. On the run, sidearms it for the second out now.
Yeah, no, Mason, he's a fast guy, fast runner, center fielder, and you want to make sure that you don't give up an easy first base runner for them, because Mason, he's a guy that will get on first, he'll steal second pretty quickly, and then third, and then he might be heading home.
As this first pitch here swung on and hit over into center, and Jonathan Kim underneath it, and a quick first inning of work here for Luke Payne. 3 up, 3 down, putting the Athletic Edge away, and we'll be back in the bottom of the first when the Packers will take their first offensive possession. Welcome back here to Healdsburg, and the Packers and Luke Payne off to a hot start defensively against Athletic Edge, and they're looking to do the same thing here on offense, Hugo.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a good guy to lead things off, Jonathan Kim. Last time he was in the leadoff spot for the Packers, he sent one out of the stadium, and that was up in Oregon when the Packers faced the Rogues last week. So he's looking to do the same right here.
Yeah, definitely, as that pitch misses up high, but he looks the part. He's got the American flag arm sleeve, the American flag socks. He is full of spirit today. There's a big swing from Kim, and the count goes 2-1.
Yeah, see, the only, looking at the guy on the mound for Athletic Edge, it is Chris Riddell.
As that fouled down the third base line.
Riddell, his last time he played a game of baseball at the high school or collegiate level was in 2023 with Bellarmine. He's currently at Westmont. He's a redshirt freshman. 1.70 ERA in 2023 with the Bells. 4-1 in 33 innings pitched. 39 strikeouts to get this, only 5 walks. So he's not a guy who's going to issue a ton of free passes early on, but we'll see what he can do here. And we see Kim work what he likes to do, full counts.
As he fouls another one off to stay alive here against Riddell.
It was an 8-pitch at-bat to start things off for Kim in Medford. 8 pitches. He went down 0-2, rallied all the way back to 3-2, kept fouling pitches off until he got his one and deposited that one.
And there's a hard hit by Kim, and struggling with it is the first baseman Boyd, but they'll eventually get to that bag for the first out. I mean, that was hot off the bat, Hugo.
Yeah, that was hot off the bat. Brady Boyd, he's playing, I wouldn't say out of position, but I myself never saw him play first base at Cardinal Newman when he was there. He and I have shared a high school. We've shared an elementary school, St. John's School here in Healdsburg. So I've known Brady for a while. He is a corner infielder, but more of a third baseman than a first baseman.
So now up to the plate and taking the first pitch for a strike is Alex Leopard, a guy that's been hot for the Packers recently, winning player of the game, hitting some home runs for them. So here's the pitch.
Yeah, he's been eating his prunes. I mean, he's growing big and strong. 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and 2 of those home runs come in within a week of each other. 351 up to now on the batting average side of things. So he's been solid.
Definitely is. Here's a weak hit kind of up the middle over to the second baseman. Nordyke, his throw to first, beating out Leopard. So now 2 outs. Some quick work here from Riddell. And you talk about eating his prunes. Are you a big prune eater? Do you like prunes?
Would I lose my job if I said I wasn't?
No.
Well, I'm not the biggest prune guy. Raisins used to be a big raisin guy when I was younger, but not the biggest prune guy. I have had a prune this summer, but that's only once.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to tell you you're fired.
Well, it was a fun summer. No.
I'm not joking.
Well, we got a guy, Logan Sutter, at the plate. Another powerful guy, another guy who probably eats a lot of prunes. 4 homers in the last week. He is looking to make it 5 right here.
And there was a meatball right there. I thought he would take a chance on. Count now 2-1 for Sutter.
Yeah, there's a theory called keyholing, and he's definitely keyholing there. He's waiting for a specific pitch. It's when batters will only look at certain spots in the zone to hit, and I'm sure Jacob Janicelli can touch on this later on in the ball game. But that one he just didn't want to touch that.
That one right there, he's not going to touch as well. So it is a full count for Logan Sutter.
Yeah, fans had a bit of a mixed reaction on that call, but checking with our track man, it was a ball.
And that pitch, another ball close to the zone, but Sutter will get his walk, which he does so often. And now coming up to the plate is Alex Burge.
And he's rocking a new walk-up song. This is
right.
New song, still going with the theme of country music, but Burge, big fan of country music. Came decked out in his American swagger today.
I believe it's Treaty Oak Revival, Hugo. It's what all the kids are listening to.
Yeah, so do you
Minus
listen
you.
to them?
Yeah, I dabble.
Nice. Do you dibble dabble?
Close, but no. Just dabbling for me. So 1-0 here for Burge. He's got Sutter over on first. Pitch from Riddell, swung on and popped up. Giving it chase is the third baseman, and look at that. He catches it for the third and final out of this first inning, and it's scoreless on both sides. Packers can't get it done, and Athletic Edge as well. So 0-0 heading into the top of the second. We'll be back in just a few moments. All right, welcome back here in Healdsburg. And leading off for the Athletic Edge is Lucas Schaefer. He's going against Luke Payne, so little Lucas on Luke action. We'll see who could win the battle. Second pitch missing upstairs. Now 1-1. Pitch from Payne. Catching the outside part of the zone for strike number 2.
Look at that bat, Ryan. That bat is decked out, very thematic. Nolan pointed it out to me. That's an incredible bat. Stars on the barrel and stripes on the handle. That's pretty nice.
Didn't even notice that. That's a lot of swag there from Lucas Schaefer. So 2-2 count. Here's Payne. And spikes that one in front of home plate. Now full count here.
Yeah, Payne really bumping up the spin rate today. I mean, his velo is staying consistent, so you can see with our brand new.
The full count pitch got him. Schaefer goes down looking, and some fans unhappy about it.
Well, that brings up a guy who is native to this area. Went to quite a few Prune Packers games growing up. He is looking to get things started for his Express. Brady Boyd. He's played against the Packers as a Sonoma Stomper, and now playing against them with Athletic Edge.
And right now he's ahead of the count, 2-0 against Payne. Here's Payne. That swung on. A ground ball over to short. Campbell's throw off target, pulls late off the bag, and as a result, Boyd's gonna get on safely.
Yeah, tough throw there from Campbell. Just got to lock in. He's getting back into things. Took a few days off at shortstop, moved to third, moved to second, just trying new things out, and then, coming back, just trying to get back into that mindset. Brady's a fast runner, so you got to watch out.
Pitch from Payne, down low. Ball one for Mason Cox.
Cox, another local kid out of Casa Grande High School.
The 1-0 from Payne, missing, low and inside. Right there, jammed is Cox. Couldn't really get his bat around. Good pitch by Payne inside.
Yeah, you can't feel good after that. That one was right there, right on the thin part of the bat. His fingers are definitely reverberating.
And a throwback to first, keeping Brady Boyd on his toes.
This might be the most packed I have ever seen Rec Park, and I remember going to the championship games last year, and a few 4th of July games.
And there's a strike right there from Payne, and yeah, we usually see, there'll be a couple people out in the stands over in right field, but today, multiple tents and a whole lot of people out there watching the game. And that'll do it. Another backwards K for Luke Payne today.
He's looking good. Froze him there at that 88 mile an hour. I believe that was a fastball. He's just been delivering a lot of fastballs today. But, talking on this, on the amount of people here, I think that it's just the Prune Packers have done a great job with their marketing. The media team is great. And then also just, how much the new league has done for the Packers, having the TrackMan and everything.
That grounded up the middle. Campbell takes it himself over to second, and that'll be out number 3 for the Packers. A good job here by Luke Payne so far. 2 scoreless frames here against Athletic Edge. We'll bottom of the second. We're here in Healdsburg turning our swag on because Jacob French coming up to the plate, getting ready for his first appearance of the day against Chris Riddell. And it's 0-0. Packers look to take the lead in this inning. But right there, swing and a miss from French.
And Jacob French at the plate. He is a solid guy for the Packers, batting .411 on the year.
So now 1-1 count. I'm sure you guys can hear it. It's a loud crowd here today. A whole lot of people. I mean, people are loving it. So the 1-1 from Riddell missing up high. Make it 2-1.
Yeah, Riddell just not really locating against these Packer batters. I mean, he had an efficient first inning, but it's going to be troubling.
Fouled off by Jacob French, and I think he fouled it off his foot, Hugo.
Yeah, that can hurt.
Have you done that before?
No, I don't really remember fouling anything off my body. I think I might have fouled off my foot at least once, but you know, I think that's just something that comes with baseball.
And that pitch outside. So now make it a full count for Jacob French to lead off this second inning. Here comes the pitch from Riddell. Swung on by French, and it's fouled out of play. And that pitch missing way up high to French. Starts off the inning with a walk. That's good patience there from Jacob French to extend that at bat and get on base for his team.
Yeah, now you've got a big hitter coming up, JC Osario-Agard, a guy who has completely flipped his luck this summer.
Yeah, and we're, a big miss there from Agard. We're still looking for the first hit of the game, Hugo. Only walks for the Packers so far to get on base, and of course the Athletic Edge haven't gotten on base yet. As Agard goes down 0-2. Or excuse me, Brady Boyd got on base last inning, but through error. Agard check swing, and they're gonna say he did go. So Agard goes down swinging.
Yeah, tough one there for JC, but he'll bounce back, and he'll probably be picked up here by his college teammate, Jake McCoy.
So a Spartan helping out a Spartan possibly. McCoy picking up where Agard left off. Here's the pitch to him, and he'll watch that come in for strike number 1.
Yeah, the first strikeout's going to definitely help Riddell's confidence.
The 0-1 from Riddell, and a massive swing from McCoy. If he got a hold of that, it would have been out of here.
Yeah, that pitch came in at 84 miles an hour, and you know, it definitely threw off McCoy's timing. He was a little ahead of that one.
So here's the pitch to McCoy. He hits this one hard out into center, trying to track it, and a jumping catch by Jelani Mason right by the ivy. What a play out there.
Yeah, what I was telling you, Jelani Mason, fast guy. He's going to race to the ball, and he's going to be acrobatic. He's a guy who stole a lot of bases for College of Marin this year, and he gets all the way back there, makes the catch against the ivy. That's the first time I've seen that at Rec Park.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time we see outfielders struggle with tracking the ball out there. With the dimensions of the park, you're worried about hitting a wall, but holy cow, right there, Jelani Mason, leaping effort to get the out against McCoy. As this smacked here by Cade Campbell out to the left field fence and caught. So another quick 3 outs, and we still haven't seen a hit yet in this game through the first 2 innings. We'll be back with you here in Healdsburg in the top of the 3rd. All right, we are back. And Luke Payne still working his stuff on the mound. Warming up to some Miley Cyrus. You a big Miley Cyrus fan, Hugo?
Party in the USA is a banger, but outside of that, not really. I don't know. I don't really follow her, a lot of her songs.
You're a hater, man. This hit out into the right center gap, and that's rolling to the wall. And Kalen Clemens with a stand-up double to start off the third inning here.
Yeah, that's just out of nowhere from Kalen Clemens. And with the 9-1 and 2 due up, this could be pretty solid for Athletic Edge to tack on some runs.
I mean, definitely already in scoring position, and you have 3 outs to work with.
Ryan, trivia question of the day. Well, one of our trivia questions of the day. I'm going to ask you this. Do you know when the Declaration of Independence was signed?
When it was signed?
When it was signed and finalized.
We'll go, it's not 1776.
It is 1776.
It is. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to stump me and say it was actually.
It's a date. It is a date in 1776.
Okay. I thought you were going to try to throw some curveball.
It could be July 4th.
No, I feel like that's too easy. Is this a great bunt? They're going to try to let it roll out of bounds, or out of play, excuse me, and it won't. What a bunt there from Tyler Nordyke. Perfectly placed.
Yeah, that was perfect there from Nordyke. Moves the guy into scoring position, and that's huge for them because they need any runs they can get. Packers offense gets going, it just keeps going. So they need to get some runs in while they can. But, yeah, back to the question. Answer it.
Wow, you are quite the interviewer. Pretty blunt.
Answer it.
All right. July 4th seems way too easy, Hugo. Like, it can't be. I know it's not. We're going to go April 15th, 1776.
It was actually July 2nd, 1776.
See, I was close.
You were close, yes.
I was within the same year, so that should be I should get a retry.
All right, well.
July 2nd.
Yeah, great job. Ryan got it right.
I always do. And a big swing and a miss there. Count goes 1-1. Here's some trivia for you, Hugo.
Yes, fire away.
How many bald eagles are on the flag?
How many bald eagles are on the flag of the United States of America?
Yes.
None.
Trick question.
Great job.
There are none. So I guess you're right. You know America pretty well.
Eh. All right, well, 2-1 count now to Kays Daramalare.
Pitch from Payne, down low.
Yeah, something to mention there as you see the velocity from that last pitch, not this one, but the pitch before that. It was his first 90-mile-an-hour fastball of the summer. So good milestone there for Luke Payne. Gets up to 90, and no doubt he's going to be happy about that after the game, but he's got to work out of this.
So the 3-1 hit hard out into left field, and that's over the wall onto University Street. Athletic Edge strikes first here in the top of the third, make it 3-0.
Well, like I said in the intro, they're going to do it what they can to get as many runs as they can, and that was an incredible job done there on that 80-mile-an-hour changeup. Just absolutely obliterated by Daramalare, and he's a guy who, a lot like his brother, has done a lot for the teams he's been on, and he was a legend at Rancho and now a legend here for Athletic Edge.
I mean, if you put up a performance like this that he's putting up so far on the 4th of July at Rec Park, yeah, you're going to be a legend for your team. Ooh, and Jelani Mason shows bunt, and it hits him. And Maybe caught his shoulder, Hugo.
Yeah, well, actually,
Fouled off.
Mason, no, it did hit him. He was just showing bunt. No, it did hit his bat. It was fouled off. It hit his bat and then hit his face.
Not a great combo.
Nope. 89-mile-an-hour fastball there from Luke Payne. That can cause a lot of pain.
Definitely. I'm not even going to acknowledge that, Hugo. Good try. So 0-2 for Jelani Mason. And he takes a hack at that one to stay alive as he fouls it off.
Continuing,
Not off his face.
Continuing the trivia here, seeing how much you know about your own state. What was the original capital of
Do you mean my nation or my state?
Your own state.
Oh. San Jose.
Continuing, yes. Continuing about
See that? I'm so smart. I don't have to hear the question.
Sao Paulo, Brazil. No, continuing with that. Do you know where the first capital of California was?
San Jose.
No.
Why
Guess again. No.
This popped up over shallow left field. 3 men over there, but it will be caught by Jake McCoy for out number 1. It's not San Jose.
No, it is not San Jose.
Okay. Let's go.
A lot closer than you think.
Santa Rosa.
No.
Windsor.
No.
Healdsburg.
No.
Cloverdale.
No.
Could you give me?
It's in the county. Yeah, you're on the track.
Right.
Yeah.
Petaluma.
They have a massive statue there and like a big, what seems to look like a governmental building in the middle of their sort of plaza.
Geyserville.
And then they have a mission there. There's your final clue. If you don't get this, I'll be very, very disappointed.
Is this hit out into right field, given chase, and it's hitting the wall. And it'll just be a single there, but a hard hit single for JT Summers.
Yeah, he got barreled a ball there in the most pure way, and it was lined out so fast that Leopard couldn't even track that. But yes, what was the first capital of California, the state of California?
Sebastopol.
Sonoma. Sonoma.
I don't know why you know this.
Do you know who the first governor of California? Well, not first governor, but
San Jose.
No, this guy was a governor for California and a leader in Mexico.
General San Jose, no?
No, General Vallejo.
Oh, General Vallejo. See, I was trying to get there.
Yeah, you're trying to get there, but you were out of like 100 miles.
All right. I don't want to hear this.
You also know a famous race car driver that was from Vallejo?
It's
NASCAR guy.
I know.
Number
Jeff
24.
Gordon,
there you
right?
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Him and I'm waiting for it to come to me. There's a strikeout right there for Luke Payne. Him and Mac Dre went to the same preschool or elementary school. I was reading that the other day.
There you go. Vallejo's finest.
Mac Dre and Jeff Gordon.
Yes. Her says she's from Vallejo, but in actual reality, she's from Fairfield. Funny enough, the pop singer or whatever, R&B and blues. Don't listen to her. So. Ooh.
You're full of information, Hugo.
Yes, but let's watch some baseball here.
I've been trying. Here's the pitch from Luke Payne. And there's a strike right there. 76 miles per hour. 1 on, 2 out. The 0-1 to Brady Boyd. Big swinging strike number 2.
Yeah, reminder, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night's game will be at 6 o'clock, back to our regular start time, and it will be against the West Coast Kings in a PEL game that will be broadcasted live on ysn365.com.
And that'll do it. Luke Payne getting strikeout number 4 on the day. But it won't be before Athletic Edge adds on 3 here in the top of the 3rd. We'll be back when the Packers look to respond. All right, we are back here in the bottom of the third, and first pitch from Riddell in for a strike against Cade Ladoff. So make it a 1-1 count now after a ball. And Ladoff, another guy that's been hot for the Packers and putting up some great numbers. This a hard hit right through the legs of the shortstop. Call it a nutmeg.
Yeah, that one went right under Demilere's glove. Tough one there for him, and that's gonna bring up a big leadoff man.
Yeah, Jonathan Kim. We'll see what he does here in his second plate appearance. Grounded out in his first appearance over to first base. And first pitch to Kim, in for a strike.
Yeah, Jonathan Kim, he grounded. It was a hard grounder to first base. Brady Boyd nearly fumbled the transition, but he was able to get it there and get Kim out.
And there's a hit from Kim over into left field and caught by Schaefer.
Now, like I said, this Packer offense, be ready here, folks. This is going to be a big inning for the Packers. They are a team that you punch them hard, they're going to punch back a whole lot harder. So think about this could be Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, minus biting off of ears. We don't really want that, but it's patriotic in some way, I guess.
Funny enough, the first time, do you know the first time when Tyson lost to Bobby Douglas, do you know where he lost that match?
Vallejo, California.
No. It's not even in California. It wasn't even in the States. It was actually at the Tokyo Dome.
Is that so?
Yeah, the home of the Tokyo Yomiuri Giants.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so a little bit of he never. I don't know if he ever lost a fight in America. I'm pretty sure he did, but
To Jake Paul.
oh, true, yeah.
Does that really count?
That doesn't really count though. That I wouldn't count that. He was an old man in fighting standards.
Do you think you could beat up Mike Tyson?
No.
Okay. It's safe. Maybe he's listening. You don't want to call him out. So here's the 1-1. Hit hard by Leopard to the second baseman. They're going to try to turn two. They got it. A great play by Athletic Edge, and they hold on to their lead and shut down the Packers through the first 3 innings. 0, we'll be back in just a minute.
We are back. Mason Cox will lead off for Athletic Edge. It'll be Cox, Coyote, and Clemens. All three. Luke Schaefer back on the bump for his 4th inning of work. Starts things off with a called strike on the inside part of the zone. Jacob Janicelli joins us now, our Mr. Numbers, our baseball analyst. Jacob, what have you thought of Payne's outing so far? This one is lined. It'll get down in right field. And Cox leads off with a single.
Hi, Hugo, by the way. Happy 4th of July. Good to see you, as always.
Great to see you, yep.
And for Payne, I mean, he started off doing what he does, throwing strikes, mostly ground balls, 2 in the first and a fly out in the first. And then second inning, 2 strikeouts, an error, but then got another ground ball for a fielder's choice. And that's what he's been doing all summer. And then in the third, you know, line out double. That was his first hard contact of the game. Bunt for a single, not his fault really, and then the home run, and now we're here. He's going to try and find, as that ball is bunted foul, going to try and find his spots in the zone where he can throw ground balls and fly balls and trust his defense with this.
Yeah, no, Express's offense has been very similar to that of Derek DiBenedetti, very small ball oriented, a lot of bunts, a lot of good contact. But they did get that home run last inning, homer in the third inning by Kays Demolare. What have you seen that you could say encapsulates this offense from the Express?
Well, they're taking advantage of what's being given to them. I mean, that was one of Payne's only missed spots of the day so far, and they took it yard, and they found the shortest part of the field, and that left field fence, and now you're up 3-0. And the bunting's been great, and they obviously work on that in practice, and they are taking what's being given to them.
Yeah, they're looking good. Held the Packers to no hits so far. In a pretty good game for them. They faced the Packers a week ago, lost that one 8-2. So they kind of flipped the script today. They're out early and looking pretty good. Packers looking to be like DK Metcalf and chase them down. 0-1 is in there for called strike. A lot of fastballs being used, but that one was a slider. But a lot of fastballs utilized here by Payne.
Correct. Payne will go about 70% fastball, going in the high 80s today. As you mentioned, he hit his first 90-mile-an-hour fastball of the summer, and he'll throw his slider and changeup around 15% of the time each.
Packers look to turn 2. They do. A classic 5-4-3 double play. Sutter to French. French to Ladoff. That's got to be a momentum grabber for the Pack on that double play. But you were saying, Jacob?
That's his pitch split right there, and he's throwing mostly fastball today. Really doing a good job of throwing that slider toward his glove side, change up toward the arm side, trying to mix up when he can. He's been normally a good fastball or ground ball pitcher with that pitch mix, but he got one right there for that double play, and good job of the defense to pick up Payne as he's finding his rhythm again.
Yeah, Payne fires in that one for a called strike, and then that one's outside. So 1-1 here, 2 outs. Packers not using what we've seen in the college level all year, that softball double first base. But I'm sure some of the players must be happy about that. Have you seen a little bit of that, you know, the problems it can cause with players rounding first base and stuff?
A few close calls on plays at first where the pitcher, the first baseman's going to tag first on a ground ball, and I'm a big fan of the double first base, but this is very classic baseball out here.
Yeah, avoids a lot, dodges a lot of injuries. Buffet count coming here to Clemens. That one is in there for a called strike. Clemens got things started for the Express with a double his last time out.
That was middle at 89 miles an hour. You're not going to see a much better opportunity than that.
Yeah, Clemens seemed a little frustrated with himself there. Full count, the pitch. That one is down low, and Clemens walks, so Nordyke now coming up. He bunted to get on last time. And to Kansas Wesleyan next year.
Payne has been very effective low in the zone this summer. You see him kind of throwing a little more there today, and he's being helped out by the umpire. It was a bit of a low zone, but just seemed to miss a little too low on that. That ball was popped out into center field, and Kim will make the catch.
And with that, we will head to the bottom of inning number 4. Thanks for joining us here. Packers have some work to do. 3-0 Express. Stay with us. And now Logan Sutter comes to the plate. Sutter will lead things off in the fourth for the Pack. Batting .400 on the year, 7 homers, 22 RBIs. Your ideal leadoff man when you need a comeback. That breaking ball just located a little bit outside there by Riddell.
Sutter has been great this summer. Not only first on the team in home runs, but first in the league in home runs for the Pacific Empire League.
Been some good slugging from some of those guys in the PEL, but Sutter by far the best in the league, as you mentioned there. This one popped into center field. Over on it is Jelani Mason. He will make the catch. One down. So now here comes Alex Burge coming into this game. He was batting .421 with 2 homers, 16 RBIs. What stands out to you about Alex Burge?
Well, you mentioned the batting average. He's first in the team, and not only that, but second in the league in batting average. Just a really good overall guy. First in the team in on-base percentage as well. Second on the team in slugging, and tied for second on the team in the low chase rate. So really disciplined and really effective hitter. That Sutter-Burge back-to-back lineup and the batting order is hard to get past.
Well, yeah, now Burge still looking for his 3rd homer of the year to move himself up in the rankings. 0-1 is just a bit outside. 1-1. Good chase pitch there from Riddell. One down. Fires that one in. It is a hard grounder, and it'll get through. And the Packers are in business. Base hit into right field for Alex Burge. And now Jacob French will come to the plate.
French only adding to this middle part of the lineup after Sutter and Burge. French tied for 4th in the league in home runs. One today would put him tied for 2nd with the Humboldt Crabs, Sewell and Enyards.
Well, let's see if he can get it. It would be a much-needed home run, and he might have gotten it way back there. Moving back, and he will watch it fly. That one's headed for the birthday party in right field. Jacob French moving up the rankings. A bomb. French comes home. He and his fellow Golden Bear, Burge, will score on that one, and the Packers are within 1. What a powerful swing and a powerful drive there from the man, Jacob French. His 5th homer of the year brings him up to 31 RBIs. And here comes J.C. Osorio, guard, back there moving and making the catch on the warning track is Jelani Mason. What can that man not do? Jelani Mason out on the warning track. Incredible job there from Mason. He's a really underlooked guy out of Credo High School. And he has been doing some damage for the Express. That'll bring up Jake McCoy now with 2 down. Packers still looking for that elusive tying run. McCoy aggressive there on his first swing, fouling things off. Let's look at that. Look back at that homer from French.
That French home run was tracked at 374 feet, 93 off the bat at an angle of 29 degrees. Really a no-doubter.
I believe that is now he has the record on the Pack for the highest launch angle there. We had 28.2 last night, 29 now from Jacob French. 0-2. That one is swung and popped up. It will go into foul territory. Cox over on it, and he will watch that one fly onto the rec park roof. Jacob, do you know how many Bears there were on the first California flag?
Can't say that I do. I know that you know.
I do know that I know. Do you know how many stars there were on the first California flag? This is a pretty simple answer.
I know that I should. I know it's somewhere around 13. That's probably wrong.
The first California flag.
California flag?
Not the colonial
Oh, I
flag.
couldn't
You're
tell you that.
right there as the 1-2 is grounded hardly to third. Coyote, the throw, airmails Boyd. The fence there to stop it as McCoy checks in. But that one was a tough play for Coyote. We'll see how they score that. All right, they're going to call that still up to their knowledge. That one was hit hard off the bat from McCoy. Coyote had a tough play to make, but couldn't make it, just airmails that one. 1-2. That one is in the dirt.
That's been McCoy's zone. He has a lot of his hits through that shortstop and third base gap. Most of his hits actually this summer have been through that gap.
Well, yeah, no, he's been very solid for the Pack. Powerful guy out of San Jose State, batted .299 there. Now much better here in the Berg as that one is fouled off by Cade Campbell. Bottom of inning number 4, Packers tagging on 2 runs on a homer from Jacob French. 3-2. Yet they will register that an error. Will go down as E5. The 1-1 fouled off, 1-2. Getting back to that, though, it is the same number of bears and stars as we have on the California flag today, 1. There was 1 bear and 1 star. And another funny tidbit with that is that Mary Todd Lincoln, the wife of Abraham Lincoln, her nephew designed the first ever California flag. The 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2.
You know your stuff, Hugo.
Yeah, California, of course, was a state, or was its own nation back then, much like Texas when it declared independence from Mexico. But that was an interesting tidbit of knowledge here in Sonoma County. A lot of history here, and we're at a historic ballpark here built in 1921. Rec Park, the 2-2. Campbell checks. Did he go? He did not. That one just a little bit off the plate there. 3-2 now. So the count will go full. McCoy on first. Got any interesting tidbits of Sonoma County knowledge?
I can't say I do. I've never been much of a history guy myself, unlike you are.
We all have our different things. 3-2, runner on the move. That one skips in the dirt, so Campbell walks, bringing up Cade Ladoff. Ladoff, a hard hitter. He got his first home run last night, and that was definitely due to happen. He has been spectacular all year.
He did. That was a huge moment. I mean, this guy swings hard. You can watch his warm-up swings right now. Always hitting his own back on the follow-through. He had one earlier in the year in the first week of the season where it was the hardest hit ball and furthest hit ball of the summer at that point, but it was not for a home run. He hit it down to that alley down in left center. So this guy has a lot of power. He hasn't found beyond the wall until last night, though.
Yeah, no, that was definitely interesting to watch because Ladoff, I mean, like you mentioned, he's hit it into the hardest parts in the ballpark to hit it, but never went out until last night. Runners on first and second now. Ladoff looking for bomb number 2. A lot of these guys, when they hit homers, they come in bursts, and we'll see if Ladoff can burst here. I mean, he's a guy, I like to describe him as like a bomb waiting to blow up when he's warming up. You mentioned the amount of swings he takes when he's coming to the plate. He is a guy with a lot of tension and a lot of confidence when he comes to the plate.
Yeah, he's a power pole guy, loves the ball. Middle in, middle high. Just happens to have found that left center more than the left field wall.
Yeah, well, 1-2 now after he fouls that one off. Top of the order due up for the Pack. It is Jonathan Kim, Alex Leopard, and Logan Sutter. Sutter, of course, led off the inning. But 2 down here, and Riddell looks to work out of a jam. Runners on first and second. Riddell fires, swung on and driven. Will it stay fair? It will! Home run! Cade Ladoff leaves the yard his second time. His second time in 2 days puts the Pack ahead 5-3.
Well, he found the left field wall.
He did. That one was right down the line, and that has been the question for years. Every time we have watched a Packer game and there have been hits down that left field line right into the sun there, the greatest question has been, will it stay fair? That one stays fair, and the Packers are up 5-3. Jonathan Kim looking to get them restarted. He will find some green grass in center field. He checks up on his advancement to second, but the Packers are immediately back in business.
That leadoff home run tracked at 90 off the bat, 23 degrees, at around 330 feet on that short part of the field there.
And now Alex Leopard stands in. Packers starting that offensive explosion. They're starting to punch back. Now Express will have to return. Leopard fouls that one off, a hard line drive that most definitely, if that found fair territory, would have either gone out of play for a ground rule double, or that one would have rolled for a while and possibly been a triple, maybe a inside the Parker. 0-1 here. Leopard waits. That one skips in the dirt. Riddell started very strong, just kind of starting to fall off a little bit here in the bottom of the fourth. It's a tough ballpark to play in.
Yeah, it's a stamina game now for him. This is a long inning, a warm 4th of July day. It does not get easier as you go.
5-3 Packers lead, and he finds the strike zone there. Great job by Mason Cox to frame that one up. Umpire kind of expanded the zone there, but Cox, great job from him. Kim, fast runner, leads away at first. He will go. Leopard pops this one foul into the bullpen.
Leopard is second on the team in on-base percentage and tied second on the team in chase rate. Really good guy to get on base, and you gotta attack him. You're not gonna be able to get him to chase at anything.
Yeah, he is the oldest Prune Packer on this squad in terms of experience here in Healdsburg. 3 years with the Packers, dating back to his sophomore summer at SRJC. The 1-2 swung on and hit foul, nearly holds up in the chain link, but it'll fall down.
Another fun Leopard fact, Alex Leopard, hit by pitch 9 times this year already.
Oh my goodness. He's a tough guy.
And walked an additional 10.
All right, well, yeah, no, the Packers definitely been some walk magnets this year. They've been really disciplined at the plate, and they need some discipline here. 1-2, caught the outside corner. Leopard sat down. Riddell gets out of the inning, but Express, they have some work to do. The Packers tag 5 on in the bottom of the fourth and lead it now 5-3. We will step aside. Don't go anywhere. Well, Luke Payne is back here at Recreation Park. He is on for his 5th inning of work. 5-3 your score. Packers get quite the offensive explosion in the bottom of inning number 4. Despite starting off with 1 out, Logan Sutter flew out to center, followed by a single from Alex Burge. His Golden Bear teammate hit a home run, and this one might be headed for University Street. Back there, gone, no. Time called, they say it's foul. The coaches are a little having a disagreement here. Fortunately, we don't have a camera there. And they're gonna send Demolare back to the plate. He crushed that one. He has had Luke Payne's number tonight, it seems. Home run in the 3rd. He's tried to follow it up in the 5th by moving Express one way closer. We'll check that on TrackMan, and we get no exit direction.
I had foul if that matters.
Well, you are our analytics guy, so we'll take your verdict.
You can trust my eyes.
Yes. You are our Aaron Judge, but you don't hit 99 ball or 662 bombs a year.
Not as much.
Not as much, no. 1-1, 2 down here. That one is popped up. 1-1, no one out. Moving in on it, losing his hat, but making the catch is Alex Leopard. So now Jelani Mason stands in, left-handed hitter. Good power speed combo out of Credo High School. He was a Griffin, not the mascot you see at a lot of high school levels. But he's going to line this one. It'll get down in the left center gap. It'll run all the way to the wall. And Jelani Mason will check into second, standing up with a double.
Well, they're seeing Payne well. The near home run, decent contact out to right, and now that double in left center, putting Coach Gomes up to a choice of leaving him in through this 5th inning.
Yeah, the bullpen is moving. Will Jordan scheduled to follow Luke Payne. He has been dominant in the few innings we've seen him here. We haven't seen him pitch quite a lot this summer here at Rec Park since about the first week. He pitched a lot in the first 2 weeks of Packer baseball, but since then not as much. Do you have an idea why?
It's just it's a large roster, a lot of different matchups. Some guys only scheduled to go inning or 2 every couple weeks. It's summer ball is pretty decided by not only Coach Gomes but each player's own college coach and what's best for them.
And that one finds the outside part of the zone. Count will go 1-1 now. 1-1, 1 out. Runner on second is Jelani Mason. Mason leads away. About a 10-foot lead there at second. Payne stares him down. Fires. Fouled off.
A lot of hard contact against Payne in recent innings. See if he can get back to that ground ball, fly ball, pitch spread that he loves to get to so much.
And 1-2 now from Payne. Looking for a strikeout here, would be his 5th of the ball game. The 1-2. Payne fires inside. Can't find his spot. Just a hair off the inside corner.
That's a hard pitch to take coming from the lefty. In back door. Tough to lay off, good discipline.
And these Express hitters have been pretty solid this year. 2-2 on the way. Swung on and lifted into shallow center field. In on it and making the catch is Jonathan Kim. And now it will be Lucas Schaefer, the cleanup batter out of Arizona State University for Athletic Edge. Coach Gomes gonna head out pretty quickly to Payne and talk to him. You think this is his last batter he'll face tonight?
I'd be sure. I'm sure there's talking strategy. Guy on second, so no, only force outs at first. Talking to the infield, getting them all on the same page, as you would hate to lose any of your 2-run lead to a very active Express offense.
Yeah, Schaefer, though, he has struck out twice tonight, both by way of the backwards K. And we'll see if he can fix that right here. Express ready to head back out there. Assumedly, we will see a new pitcher for them, but they might throw Rudell back out there pending how this inning goes. 2 down, though. 0-1 to start things off against JT Summers. Payne keeping his fastball consistent in the high 80s. 0-2, 0-1. That one is up high and outside.
Will they be wary to put Rodell back in that game after this Packer offense is so good? The second time through the lineup, seeing guys they've already faced before, and you saw it with that 5-run inning. They're just seeing them so well now in the second time through.
And that one is down low. 2-1. Packers definitely have had these explosive middle innings. It's really, they get all of their runs in the first part of the game, either in the second inning, third inning, fourth inning, sometimes fifth and sixth, but very dormant in the 7th and 8th because they're more focused on containing that lead. 0-1 is outside. Count will go 3-1. Excuse me, it was a 2-1 count there on that pitch. So 3-1 on the way here from Luke Payne. Checks on Mason over at second. Mason, happy feet. Swing and a miss there from Lucas Schaefer.
Well, here's the big pitch. Not the worst to walk in. You had force outs at 3 bases, but you would love to get out of the inning, perhaps end your day for Luke Payne.
Schaefer takes that one outside. And Schaefer walks. So now it'll be Brady Boyd. They're going to keep Schaefer in for this one. That last fastball was 90 miles an hour from...
Well, you have the force outs now, but leading run is at the plate. Got to be careful.
That one is in there for a called strike to Brady Boyd. Boyd, Cardinal Newman alum. I'm here with a fellow Cardinal Newman alum, and I myself will hopefully be a Cardinal Newman alum next year. So, you know, group of Cardinals up here. 0-1. That one's upstairs, 1-1.
I had Spanish class with Brady Boyd.
Oh, were you a year ahead of him?
I was.
Oh. So was that Spanish 2 honors, Spanish 2 accelerated?
Spanish 4. It was my senior year.
Oh, so Mr. Clark. All right.
Yes.
How was that class?
It was great.
Brady habla español?
Brady he's a smart kid.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm going to Westmont College. You got to be smart. Westmont in Santa Barbara. You yourself heading to another, or off at another very smart college, Villanova. Got to be very smart to be there. I mean, heck, they just had the Pope elected from Villanova.
Yes, we did. Big news.
1-1, 2 down. Swing and a miss from Boyd. Boyd just a little late on that one. Brady had a double last week against his former teammate Mason Lerma as his current college teammate on the bump tonight for the Express. 1-2, 2 down. Brady swings and lines this one. It gets down in the right field gap. Run coming around the bend is Mason. He will score, and they'll hold Schaefer at second. So Brady Boyd, an RBI single on 4th of July. We are back within a run here. 5-4 with Mason Cox coming to the plate. Little 2-out rally here from the Express.
Looks like Payne will stay in despite the disadvantaged lefty-righty matchup. Let's see how he attacks the hitter here. Got to be careful. You would love a ground ball here. Give your infield a chance to good at any of these force out bags.
That one falls in there for a called strike. 0-1.
Painted, top of the zone, great pitch, 89.
A 1-2 down for Luke Payne, donning his University of Tennessee cleats there. And that one is line foul, hard off the bat there.
We mentioned a lot of fastballs from Payne, so you gotta get creative on how you're attacking each batter, especially second time through the lineup. Those guys have already seen your stuff first time through.
0-2. Payne trying to get out of the jam. 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors for the Express. He deals. That one's in the dirt, trying to get him to chase. 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Pack.
'90 again from Payne today. Velo is good, he's got to find his spots.
1-2, 2 down. Payne checks on the runner, looks home, he fires. And that one falls into the zone and freezes Mason Cox. Luke Payne completes 5 full. The Packers maintain their lead, 5-4. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th where the Packers will look to tack some Farmers Insurance runs on when we come back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back here. Bottom of inning number 5, Express going with a shots called to the bullpen is going to be Aaron DeVatis. He started the last week against the Pack, and his first pitch is a hair outside there to start things off. 3 innings pitched, a hit, no runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and he got no decision there as he was followed by Luke Dillon, who gave up the losing runs. And that one is Sutter lines this out to center. Mason over on it. He will make the catch. 1 down. But great start last week for DeVanis, and unfortunately his offense didn't back him up. That was a great game. 0-0 heading into the top of inning number 4. 0-0 there, and then the Packers exploded in the 4th for a whopping 2 runs, got 4 in the 5th and then 1 in the 6th. So Packers trying to keep that theme consistent this week. Got 5 in the 4th tonight. Looking to get a little bit more. They've got Alex Burge up to bat. You're a music guy. What do you think of Burge's new walk-up song?
You know, I'm not the biggest country guy, but I like Alex Burge, so he gets away with it.
Are you a big cheesesteak guy?
I've grown to eat more cheesesteaks than I thought that I would in my life going to school in Philly.
Well, the 2-0 to the Academic All-American is upstairs 3-0. Definitely that very sharp brain for Burge factoring into his plate discipline. 3-0, recently elected Academic All-American out of California, Berkeley. 3-0, one down. That one is outside, and Burge walks on 4 pitches.
Well, that's Burge's 14th walk of the summer, along with 3 hit by pitches compared to only 5 strikeouts, which is a really, really good ratio.
And we're in our 21st game here on 4th of July, so only 5 strikeouts in how many games has he played? 14 games this year. This is game number 15, so averaging a strikeout per every 3 games. That's pretty good. One down, Jacob French coming in now. The runner at first. French, the lefty, had a home run in this same situation just last inning. That fastball is fouled off. 0-1 now.
This is a hard part of the lineup to get through with Sutter, Burge, French, and a guard coming up next.
French reaches out at that one. Swing and a miss, but a great throw down on the passed ball from Mason Cox. However, into second safely is going to be Burge. So count will go 0-2 now to Jacob French. He's also a guy who hasn't struck out a lot. 6 strikeouts in 19 games this year.
Another update for French. Before this game, he was 4th in the league in RBIs with 29. Now that 2-run home run puts him near the top in second with 31.
Do you know who has that 32 RBIs that he needs to meet tonight?
First place is 32, and that is Adam Enyart as well from the Crabs, who is the now tied in home runs as well.
0-2 is line from French. It sneaks through. Burge is sent around. The throw gets past him. It gets past Clemens in right. French digging for third. He's in there, standing up safely. So a base hit followed by a missed play by Clemens in right adds another run for the Pack. So that'll go down as a base hit and then an error by the right fielder Clemens for Jacob French that moves him all the way over to third on that one. Now new batter J.C. Agard coming in. A little bit of techno for him on his walk-up song. I know you're a big fan of Cade Ladoff. Max Martinez's one is a classic. The 1-0, and that one's lined into left field. Packers tack on another. It'll be 7-4. Now, Healdsburg, after a nice base hit, RBI for J.C. Agard. Now it'll be the San Jose State Spartan following up his fellow Spartan. They play out at Excite Ballpark. That ballpark, short porches, but very, very high walls. 1-0. Swung on and driven. Deep center field. Back there and making the catch is Jelani Mason. Mason makes chase and makes the catch on the line out there.
Well, that's McCoy's second really hard hit ball of the day. At the second inning, he had a fly out to center as well. That was 373 feet. And that hard hit line out to center as well. Seeing it well, just not finding grass.
Yeah, that one, I think at his home ballpark, that first hit might have been off the wall for a double at least. Excite Ballpark. Very interesting how it is played. I believe it's 380 out to center field, but it doesn't really play like that with the winds and everything. Wind tonight blowing out to left, so it's a righty hitter's dream as Cade Campbell takes that one inside off of his back. And he will get to first. J.C. Agard moves to second on the hit by pitch. So now runners on first and second here on 4th of July. And who else but the man with the socks?
I just noticed those as well. Those are
Cade
phenomenal
Leitoff.
socks.
Yeah, how do you like the whole combo? Camo jersey, socks, Packers, you know. Hopefully New Era hooks them up maybe next year with some 4th of July hats. And there is a line drive into the gap in right center. It won't go to the wall. Mason picks it up. We're coming home will be a Garden over to third on the RBI single is Cade Campbell. Packers now lead it a whopping 8-4. And now Jonathan Kim coming up. Another interesting part of this Packers here. They've made a very, very cool partnership with New Era. So New Era licenses all of the on-field caps for the Packers. This one chopped up the middle. Devanus makes a great play. Spin cycle onto first. And Athletic Edge finally retires the side. But we will go to the 6th inning. Packers tack on 3 more. 8-4 Packers when we come back. All right, and we're back. Michael Quaidens in the ball game now for the Pack after Luke Payne puts in 5 full. Packers in a very good spot after some Farmers Insurance runs. 0-1 here coming from Quaidens. The man leading off for Athletic Edge is going to be Dante Coyote. The pitch. He finds the zone there. Strike 2.
Quaidens, you'll see mostly fastball about 2/3 of the time, and then changeup and slider to round it out as well. Mid-80s on the fastball, 70s in the changeup, and low 70s on the slider with good break. As that ball is grounded out to first base, he will step on the bag for an out.
And there we go. Quaidens gets a quick first out. Only put in 1 game of work this year. New addition for the pack. 2 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, and a big fat 0 in the earned runs column. Quaidens, a late add to the squad here out of the University of Michigan, joining his fellow Wolverines, Brandon Mann, Cade Ladoff, Jonathan Kim. Will we see Brandon Mann tonight? I believe he actually pitched last night, though.
Later in the weekend, I believe. So that ball is flied foul. And almost hitting the worst sausage tent out behind the right line.
Yeah, some fantastic food here. The worst in tonight. We had the spot yesterday afternoon for our Thursday matinee start, and we've had API hot chicken. You've gotten yourself stuffed, Jacob, with some great grub here. 1-2 now for Quaidens. Anything of note you wanna mention? Any highlights there?
I'm a big fan of Wurst, which is here today. It's it's spelled W-U-R-S-T. They're a hot dog and burger joint. Big fans of them, as that is a strikeout for Quaidens.
And he locates that right on the outside part of the zone. Absolutely painted there on the barrier, but continue the worst.
Do you know the name of the Mexican joint that comes? They'd have like the
oh,
fried
yeah,
sandwiches.
Tita's Cuisine.
That place is the best, in my opinion. My brother has told me to let him know whenever they're here, and he will drop his plans and come to the game to go eat Tita's Cuisine.
Well, yeah, that was incredible. That was the only, actually, yeah, that is not the only food truck I've eaten from this year, but that was definitely the highlight. Their burrito has been fantastic, and they were originally only a filler, and now they're a regular because they were such a hit with fans. This one crushed. It'll hang up in the air, and Jake McCoy will come in to make the catch. So we'll head to the bottom of this 6th after a clean inning of work from Michael Quaidens, and we'll be right back here at Rec Park. And now the man from Sebastopol, California, Alex Leopard, will lead things off. Annalee product. We've got our own Annalee product up here with the analytics guys. Blake Thomas, who has helped us orchestrate this great pitch velocity system for the broadcast. Leopard leading things off, takes ball 1 outside from Devanus. Anything you've seen from Devanus that really stands out to you?
Well, he's got a tall frame. Really comes down, especially even for this low mound at Rec Park. Uses his size very well. Throwing low strikes like there, that was a ball, but low balls like that, and using his build very effectively.
Well, here we go. Devanus trying to start this bottom of the 6th inning strong. That one falls into the zone. Packers up 8-4 after 3 runs in the bottom of inning number 5, following the Express going up, keeping this game within 1 run. So he takes that one inside. 3-1 now.
Leopard 0 for 3 so far. The ground out, 2 ground outs and a strikeout, but normally a very, very active bat. Really enjoys the low and inside pitches.
3-1. He sees that one up high, and he sees it for a walk. Walk machine, as you mentioned, with, is that 11 now? 11 walks?
That would make 11 walks and 9 hit by pitches for Leopard is the total. Now Sutter up to bat. Sutter is 0 for 2 on an off day for him so far, but a really, really strong guy that a pitcher would be often scared to throw against.
Yeah, he's been, he's gotten himself some fame here at Recreation Park. He's either hit a home run or a double in most of his at-bats, and this one's lined into the gap. It will get down. This time it'll only be a single for Sutter with that short porch out in right field. Out there, it's about 332 feet, so takes that one up high and lines it down there. You got a lot of fans out there. We're officially sold out, declared a sellout here at Recreation Park. I feel like we could fit a few more, but thank you all for coming out and enjoying your 4th of July here with us. Sellout crowd, first of the year for the Packers. Keep them coming. We hope we're supporting Sonoma County well there. As that one's low in the dirt. Picked out of there by Burgess' bat. Nice throw from Brady Boyd to second. Demolari, though, just holds on there to get Sutter out. So a rare 3-6 fielder's choice.
Now French up with 2 guys on. He's 2 for 2 today with the 7-pitch walk in the second. Of course, the 2-run home run in the 4th, and the single he reached 3rd on the error just last inning.
Well, now runner in motion. It's Burge, and he picks up a stolen base. So now Jacob French coming up. He is walking up to some Soulja Boy. Are you a big Soulja Boy guy?
No.
And he'll ground this one. It finds its way under the glove of Nordyke into right field. They'll send 1 run home. Burge coming around the bend. He will score, and the Packers are up to 10-4. So a 2 RBI single for Jacob French, well on his way to being player of the game. Now 5 RBIs on the game for Jacob French. Does that finally move him to first in the league?
It just might. Is that 2 runs in there?
Yeah, I believe that was 2 runs, yes.
I would put him at 33 total and in first.
Well, now J.C. Agard coming up. He will try and make the line keep moving. He swings through that one for strike 1. 10 runs, 9 hits now with 1 error for the Packers. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Athletic Edge.
Agard is 1 for 3 at the strikeout, a fly out to deep center, and a single.
Jacob French moves up to second there as that ball gets around Mason Cox.
Agard's been a great hitter for the Packers. Earlier in the year, he was the PEL player to watch of the week. Cooled down a little bit since then, but still third on the team in batting average. Tied for second on the team in batting average on balls in play. And tied for fourth in the league in home runs.
Well, he swings through that one cleanly. 1-2 now.
He was tied with his teammate Jacob French until French went yard earlier this game. Now Agard sits by himself in fourth in the league with 4 home runs. That ball is grounded toward the shortstop, but handled incorrectly in that dastardly Rec Park infield as French finds himself at home plate, and an error on the shortstop.
And Damolare picks up his second error of the ball game, and this is where the buck stops here. This is where the Packers really can beat out some other teams. These errors can really hurt. And Athletic Edge now up to 4 errors on the game.
Man, short is hard to play at this field. We've seen week after week tough bounces, weird angles. Takes a great shortstop to even adapt, and even sometimes no one can handle those kind of bounces.
Yeah, the Express might want to go to Tyler Swanson here. He was a Healdsburg High School alum, as that one will get past Cox. Agard will choose not to advance on that one. Jake McCoy now at the plate, but Tyler Swanson, who's on the Express team, he was a Healdsburg alum, played shortstop for them, so he is very used to this park. A couple other guys that are pretty good shortstops that have played at this park. Diego Boardman on the Express. Chase Bromstead not on the Express, but he played Rec Park pretty cleanly when he was here. McCoy pops this one up over in left field. Schaefer, he'll make the catch. Now 2 down.
Well, McCoy is a line drive and fly ball hitter. Gets the ball in the air. You mentioned that's his 3rd hard hit and deep hit ball of the night. Just can't find green grass.
He's been working on it. He was working on getting on top of the ball today in batting practice. They were throwing some down the middle, and he was just trying to get on top of them, working on all of that. 1-1, or now new guy up is going to be Cade Campbell, rocking some Easy E as he comes up. You big NWA guy, Easy E?
A little bit.
Okay.
Get in there, get in that range for me.
I know that team that you graduated with, Cardinal Newman basketball. They loved Tupac, warming up with some Tupac and all of that.
They did. They indeed did. That was a little before I got into more appreciative of hip hop and rap, but they did. We were a pretty big hip hop team that year.
1-1, 2 out, and that one is fouled off, hit hard.
Campbell is 0 for 1, flew out to left in the second inning, and has since walked and been hit by a pitch. As he takes his 4th at bat of the game now.
One, two down. The pitch is in the dirt. 2-2.
Well, Campbell has struggled with chasing all year. His chase rate is up to 40%, but laid off that one very effectively.
Okay, Ladoff is on deck. Different Cade at the plate, though. Even 2s across the board. The pitch found the strike zone and gets him looking. So we'll head to the 7th. It is Packers 11, Express 4. Ryan Moffett will be back on the mic as we head to inning number 7. Thanks for joining us here at Rec Park.
All right, welcome back. We're here in the top of the 7th. Ryan Moffett here with the great Jacob Giannicelli. And Jacob, I'm going to start with this. Do you want your chair back? I've been stealing your chair for about 3 innings now. Would you like it back?
It's at least 3 innings you've been occupying it, and I'll let you have it as a little 4th of July gift.
Wow.
So far. But I might
Jacob
have to have it
celebrates
back.
America.
I do. I may have to have it back in a couple innings depending on how this bench treats me.
It starts to hurt your butt bone, if that's a thing.
Indeed it does.
Pelvis? I'm not sure.
Brian McBroom now pitching for the
good segue.
Packers. As he throws that slider for an outside ball. McBroom does throw more sliders than fastball. That's his primary pitch. He has slider, sinker, changeup. Sinker in the mid-80s, slider in the mid-70s. Changeup he uses very sparingly in between that. He's a great ground ball pitcher. Throws ground balls or balls in play at 60% of the time.
So when you primarily throw off-speed pitches and a lot of breaking pitches, what does that rotation look like, and how do you interchange the pitches to keep batters on the edge?
Right, well, with McBroom, he's throwing mostly sinker slider. Slider's going to go toward his glove side, down and away from right-handed batter. Sinker is your main strike throwing pitch, and really with only 2 pitches, you got to throw sliders for a strike as well. So he's got to get really creative, mixing just those 2 pitches to be able to shake up batters.
Yeah, definitely, and he's done a good job here in his first inning of work as he is ahead 1-2 in the count.
He has that slider. You can start it at the batter's head, have it fallen for a strike, or start on the outside part of the plate, have it fall away for a chase, or throw his sinker.
So the pitch right there, missing outside, count now even at 2-2.
No chase for the batter. McBroom's chase rate's only at about 20%, which happens if you only have a couple of pitches in your arsenal. But he's very effective at throwing strikes. Strike rate at 60%. That ball is foul tipped just barely. Another slider, reach out of the plate. It was nearly a swing and a miss.
Yeah, we saw the swing right there. I mean, reaching way outside of the zone. Seeing that pitch, and I mean, he's lucky. I'd even hear it hit off the bat.
It may have just caught the top part of the bat, if anything.
And the pitch right there, it looks like missing inside for ball number 3. Count goes full.
That was a sinker there that moves a little bit to his arm side and down. Changeup, actually, which is surprising. He's thrown it 3 times this summer before this game. But that is a changeup that moves toward the arm side. And slider, he began toward the batter. It could not fall in for a strike as that is ball 4.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw a lot of good stuff from him there against Darren Miller, but he just couldn't finish the battle as he gets the walk to first.
Well, that was a great place to begin that pitch, but he just couldn't get it to spin in for a strike as there's now a runner on first.
So here's Brian McBroom. That swung on, line drive right back to Logan Sutter for out number 1.
A little more active use of that changeup now as it went away from the left-handed hitter.
So now coming up to the plate, JT Summers to face Brian McBroom. Pitch from McBroom, fouled back.
Well, you love to get those 1-pitch outs, and now I can take a deep breath and continue this inning with the runner on first.
So here's McBroom, his pitch missing way outside, and now runner going and safe on second easily.
Slider just went too far out of the zone, even for the great defensive Alex Burge behind home plate.
Yeah, you talk about great defensive player. We've seen some amazing plays by Alex Burge just to stop balls, keep them in front of him, and also throwdowns too. He's had some amazing throwdowns to second.
It's a very underrated part of any catcher's game to be able to block balls effectively as that ball is hit high and deep out to right and gone over the right field wall for a two-run home run that puts the Athletic Edge within 5.
Holy cow, Jacob. That thing was smashed out there. And plenty of people out in right field to fight for it and go home with a home run ball.
Well, a really good piece of hitting, 92 off the bat, 354 feet, going inside out, the right-handed hitter toward right center. That's a big man's home run.
That is definitely a big play for Athletic Edge as they try to edge back into this game as they're down 11-6.
McBroom found the slider there, began inside for a ball and fell in for a strike. That one, the opposite way, started as a strike and fell away for a ball, but no chase from the hitter.
Yeah, the hitter, Lucas Schaefer. Count 1-1 for him. Here's McBroom's pitch. That hit hard out into left field, and giving up on it is McCoy because that's way gone. A home run for Lucas Schaefer, smashed into left field.
Well, that is not where you want that pitch. Slider hung middle high, and for the power righty and that short left field fence, that's a no-doubter.
Yeah, no doubter. I mean, you could tell from just McCoy's tracking it. He gave up pretty early when running back, and now there's a couple people in the street going to fetch that ball. So 11-7 game, and that pitch nearly hitting Brady Boyd. Jacob, I got to ask you, as Alex Burge runs out to the mound to talk to his pitcher, what needs to change from Brian McBroom right now early on in this outing?
Well, with his limited arsenal, he has to get very creative, and you can't afford to miss those kind of sliders where you're hanging them high in the zone. They're not breaking because you're throwing it in the wrong place, and I'd love to see him use that changeup. He's thrown the changeup very effectively today so far. He's gotten that line out and gotten a strike as well. So mixing that third pitch and just trusting his defense to throw low balls, get ground balls and balls in play.
Yeah, and he should have a lot of trust in this defense. We've seen so many amazing plays from them this year. He's just got to throw the strikes, and his defense will back him up. Still only one out here this inning, and a great pitch right there to get a big swing and a miss from Boyd.
Well, there is the changeup. They're an 83 bottom of the zone with that good arm side movement. It's been effective for him today. See if he can add it more into his arsenal. There it is again for a strike as he finds himself 2-2 in the count.
Yeah, right as you talk about him using it more, he goes back to it. So we'll see what goes down on the 2-2 pitch. Is this hit over into center field, and it drops in front of Kim. So make it a base hit for Brady Boyd. Athletic Edge rolling this inning.
Slider came across middle of the zone. It's a great piece of hitting right there to go with that. Slider falling out in the zone towards center field as McBroom's day is done. And Coach Gomes goes with the new pitcher. Let's see who he brings in here.
Looks like it's going to be Caleb Debin. He's walking out there. And not too long since we've seen him. So we'll step aside as Caleb Debin warms up. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
And we are back as Brian McBroom's day is done and Caleb Debin begins to pitch. I did like McBroom's stuff, though, between the slider, sinker, and the addition of the changeup, but he just couldn't locate as well as he has before. As Devin's first pitch is low for a ball.
Yeah, and Debin out of George Fox University looking to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 7th, where Athletic Edge has just smacked it on.
Incredible slider there from Debin. 77 spun near 3,000 RPM. He has a slider he throws around 30%, cutter at 30, and forcing him at 40%. That ball is roped to center field for a single. So a little more of a even pitch spread compared to his teammate.
It's been a busy day out in the outfield for these Packers. They're not used to all this action. A lot of minimizing powerful hits usually by the pitchers and a lot of infield work, but today outfielders have been very busy.
Packers pitchers today not blowing away the Athletic Edge with their speed. Most pitchers falling in that high 80s, low 90s velo on their fastballs, and so needed to get a little bit more creative to find these outs and these strikeouts.
Yeah, definitely find some way to at least get out of this inning and stop the scoring. So there's a strike right there. So Debin looking for that third out here in the top of the 7th. That one fouled off and out of play. And Joey Chestnut won his 17th title today, ate 70.5 hot dogs. How do you feel about that analytics-wise?
Not surprised.
Not surprised.
He's at the top of this game. Michael Jordan is the Joey Chestnut of basketball, as they say.
That I've heard that. All throughout the 90s, people were saying that.
In my opinion, it might be LeBron is the Joey Chestnut of basketball, but that's
okay.
to each their own, if
You're
you
about
would.
to get our comment section pretty heated. But LeBron, another great player. See, mine is Bronny. That's who I've got.
He's up next.
Yep, my Joey Chestnut.
Now 2-2 the count. As Devin tries to find the Packers' second out of the top of the 7th. Devin, another great ground ball hitter. On balls in play, ground balls are hit at 75% of the time. He would love to find one here for a double play.
This is a great battle right here. I mean, not going down without a fight, giving Debin a hard time. Here's the 2-2. That dribbler over to shortstop. Campbell throw on the run, got him. Getting that second out and a relief for Debin, but runners on second and third in scoring position just looming.
Well, they got his ground ball, but the ball was hit just too soft to turn 2. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Athletic Edge with 2 outs in this inning.
Pitch from Debin, missing upstairs there. So 1-0 is the count. 2 down, but 2 runners on in scoring position. That fouled off down the first base line. A lot of oohs and ahs.
Got to trust your defense here. Be able to throw a ball to be put in play. You'd hate to walk a guy here and bring up the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, definitely. High pressure situation. Is that hit high into right field, and that'll be caught by Jacob French, the second baseman. A great job by Debin getting out of a tough situation there here in the top of the 7th. Score 11-7. Big inning from Athletic Edge. We'll be back in the bottom. All right, welcome back. It's the bottom of the 7th. New arm on the mound for athletic edge Luke Dillon. And pitch right there fouled off by Cade Ladoff.
Ladoff 2 for 3 so far. Reached on an error in the 3rd. And then, of course, hit a 3-run home run in the 4th and a single in the 5th.
Busy day for a lot of these Packer bats. And it was a slow start for them, Jacob, but why was that? What hitting-wise was causing that?
Well, the Packers really do their best when they are in the second and third time through the lineup because they're very intelligent hitters. They see guys in their first time, see their stuff. It becomes hard as a pitcher to be able to mix them up for the second time. So the Packers doing their work in those middle innings.
Yeah, these Packer bats, you talk about it, they're smart guys. As that way up high, and Cade Ladoff will take first base. Yeah, they're smart. Alex Burge, catcher for them, just won honors, All-American academic honors, so no dummies on the Packers. So now Jonathan Kim coming up to the plate.
Kim is 1 for 4. Hit a ground ball to first on a 7-pitch at bat in the first inning, and then lined to 7th and had a single, and then ground to the right side in the 5th inning. Kim is tied for second on the team in whiff rate, meaning he is not swinging and missing at the ball too much. So that ball is called for a strike to make it 1-1 of the count.
Yeah, and Dillon putting in work early. Let Ladoff on, but here he is against Kim, and Kim lines that right out to center. Powerful hit, but caught by Mason in center.
San Diego, number 5, Alex Leopard.
So now Leopard entering the box, and he's looking to do some damage. We know he's a powerful bat. He can hit all over the field. And a lot of fans out there in right field waiting for the lefty to go yard.
They are. He's having a rough day today, though. 0 for 3. A couple ground balls and a strikeout. The first pitch is a ball to Leopard. Able to hit the ball all around the field. It's great hitting toward the right center part of the outfield.
Here it is from Leopard high over into center field, and a lot of work for Mason today in center as he puts another one down.
Well, Coach Gomes should be pleased with the amount of balls at the middle by the Packers, but you'd love for them to be able to find some green grass for hits instead of lineouts and flyouts.
Definitely. It's now Logan Sutter is up to bat for the Packers. And correction, it's Dominguez in center, no longer Jelani Mason. Sutter takes the pitch down low for ball number 1.
A great summer for Sutter so far. First in the team in slugging percentage, as well as first in batting average on balls in play. He's at .640 for that. Next on the team is only at .510.
Wow.
So really head and shoulders above comparatively on that.
I mean, we've seen him lately. He has been hot. Hasn't slowed down. Rough start to the season, but since then, he's been the guy for Coach Gomes, and the Packers stayed right at that 3 spot almost all season long. This one fouled out of play. So full count now for Sutter facing Dillon.
Sutter trying to take that high and outside pitch opposite field. He normally enjoys the middle in. We'll see how he goes here on 3-2.
And runner going. Sneaky Ladoff just goes while Dillon.
That is the jump of a lifetime.
Yes. And no one really moved as Logan Sutter takes the walk.
Well, 3-2, 2 outs. You see a lot of early steals, no matter what, either reaching second on a walk or a hit. But that was, could have stepped off there. But no communication from the infield, or not enough at least.
And he definitely could have stepped off because Ladoff really wasn't running that hard. It was a light jog. As this ball gets away from the catcher, and Ladoff advancing another base, now on third.
Burge up, he's 1 for 3. Popped out, foul to third base in the first as a single, a walk, and grounded into a fielder's choice last inning.
So here's the pitch from Dylan. That misses outside, and it's a 2-0 count for Burge.
Athletic Edge has handled this middle part of the lineup very well. As you mentioned, Sutter, who is now 1 for 3. Burge 1 for 3, and a guard 1 for 4. Normally big weapons for the Packers. Although next at bat is Jacob French, who is 3 for 3.
He's had a monster day. And to be fair, a guard. Earlier he hit that ball 375 feet, and he still got out. So
He did. He did. And that is one of the parts about this Packer Stadium.
yeah, don't let the numbers fool you. Big swing and a miss right there, generated by Dylan's pitch.
Well, Dylan was down 3-0, but now finds himself at a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Runners will stay as they're not the one on first.
And Dylan does it. Comes all the way back in the count to strike out Burge. What a job by him to hold these Packers scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. So we'll be back in the top of the 8th when Athletic Edge looks to come back in this game. Welcome back here in the top of the 8th at Healdsburg Rec Park, and no fans have left because, Jacob, we've got a great game between the Packers and Athletic Edge. Close game. Athletic Edge looks to creep back into it, only down 4 runs. Might seem like a lot, but their offense has not stopped today.
It is not. And now Devon's back in his first full inning after coming in the middle of the 7th.
Here's the pitch from him. Fouled off. A great swing there, though, from Tyler Nordike.
Count is now 1-2. Again, Devon will go fastball, cutter that goes arm side, slider that goes glove side. See what he goes with here to attack the batter on the 1-2.
The pitch outside. Count now 2-2 for Nordike. And 2-2 delivered. And now the count is full for Tyler Nordike. Here's Devin. Can't locate there. Missing low, so Nordyke takes first base to start off the top of the 8th.
Really great pitch on that kind of that frisbee style slider. He threw it for a strike on the first pitch of the at bat, but threw it just too low on that one. Great hold by the hitter to not chase at that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it's that close to the zone, everything in him is probably telling him swing at this, but good job to hold off there.
Well, Devin, no stranger to being in the stretch so far. Gave up a single in his first at bat, middle of the 7th, along with having runners on from McBroom earlier, but then came back, got a ground ball and a fly out to finish that inning. So he's able to recover from these positions.
So now Darren Malaire up to the plate, facing Caleb Devin. The pitch, way high. So 2-0 count now.
Missed his spots on four seams a couple times so far, but the slider has been very effective if he can throw it for a strike here on the 2-0.
Nordyke still over on first. Here's Devin. There's that strike that you're talking about. 78 miles per hour.
Spin rate at 2,800 RPM. It's getting up there for these college guys. Really effective, and you can see from behind home plate here. Just a lot of movement on that horizontally.
The pitch from Devin. Big swing and a miss. Now 2-2 count. What would you say the average spin rate is for the viewers at home? What's the average spin rate of a college pitcher?
We see a lot of the breaking balls sitting around 24 to 2700 RPM. Really great guys can get above in that 3,000 range,
which we've seen today from Devin as this one fouled off.
Well, slider third time in a row. That previous one he threw for a ball he got in a chase, and that one he put in the bottom of the zone and got a foul ball as the batter protects on 2 strikes. See if he goes for a 4th slider here, perhaps something else to mix with the timing.
The 2-2 spikes it, bounces off home plate high, and Nordyke takes second.
Stays slider, no chase, but really a great pitch metrically, almost at 3,000 RPM. But now the count is 3-2, and you got to find a strike here. Trust your defense to make a play. We'll see if you get the 5th slider in a row or a fastball or a cutter.
Devin still looking for out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. Here's his pitch. Hit right back to him weakly. He's going to throw it to first. Got him. But Nordyke now on third.
Went fastball there. Devin normally has a bit of an even distribution on his pitches. You mentioned fastball around 40%, cutter around 30, slider around 30 as well. Heavy slider day today and heavy four-seam day, but it's working so far. There's a runner on third with 1 out.
So now Devin going against Dominguez. Here's the first pitch. Got it for strike number 1.
Burrs trimming up the outside corner of that plate. Packers do have a 4-run lead. They can allow a run here. Infield is not in. But they got to be careful as that ball is low. Count 1-1 now.
So here comes Devin's pitch. Dominguez swinging at the low pitch. Make it strike number 2 now.
Got a chase on a fastball there, low in the zone. Now you can get creative ahead 1-2. Lefty slider would start at the batter's head and fall in if thrown inside. You can also throw it away for a chase.
Devin got it.
Attacked him with the fastball high in the zone. Cutter actually got a swing through for a strikeout as Coach Gomes goes to have a word with his pitcher.
Yeah, now 2 down here for Devin, and it looks like, is he walking off the mound? His day is done. Coach Gomes will bring in a new arm to close out this top of the 8th for them.
Well, that was 6 batters for Debin as he came in the middle of the 7th inning. We'll see who Coach Gomes goes with now.
Still waiting to see it. It looks like Mason Lerma coming out here. I mean, a fan favorite. Everybody loves Mason Lerma. He's kind of like everybody loves Raymond. He is just a local guy, fan favorite, went to Cardinal Newman, now goes to UC Davis, so a lot of fans like the guy, so he's going to warm up here to the great Western song that always comes on when he's dealing in his warm-up. We'll see what he has to offer. He'll have to go against JT Summers first in his appearance here in the top of the 8th, where he only needs 1 out. And is that a strategic move there, putting your pitcher in with only 1 out left in the inning?
Well, Lerma's a great close guy. He's had a lot of closing sessions this summer already. He operates quickly. It can become hard for a batter to stay with the timing. He's got great stuff, great deception, great movement. He's got a fastball he'll throw around 40% of the time, along with a changeup that moves ball side, or arm side rather, and a great slider and a curveball as well. They can both move glove side, spin very well. He's got a strike rate at almost 75%. Great strike thrower. Paints corners very well. And what he lacks in height, he makes up for in the movement. Velocity as well, only in the high 80s, as many Packers pitchers have been today. But, I mean, you will see the movement, the spotting. He's a hard guy to come and face when it's the first batter of the day for Lerma. I mentioned just a really effective close guy that Coach Gomes has spoken highly of for his strike throwing and for everything he's done so far for the Packers this year.
Yeah, and Gomes likes the guy. He's been with the Packers now for multiple years, and it's just, he's a familiar face, and they know what they're going to get out of him, and they know they can count on him in this save opportunity right here. So now JT Summers ready after timing up those warm-up pitches from Mason Lerma. Music fades and Lerma ready to deal. Here's his first pitch to Summers. Swung on and fouled out of play.
Change up there. Lerma enjoys to go low with that one. Runner at third is to the back of the lefty pitcher.
Big kick from Lerma. His pitch hit into shallow right field. That's going to bring 1 run in. A great job by their JT Summers driving in a run.
Great piece of inside-out hitting on the fastball from Lerma. Lerma, though, no stranger to first at-bat troubles. Earlier in the year, he had a single on a first at-bat, but finished that inning with 3 strikeouts as the batter swung through that pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, so now a 11-8 lead for the Packers. I mean, Petaluma Athletic Edge, they've slowly crept back into this. You know, they've stayed with the Packers the whole time, which is a great job by them, not letting, you know, the offensive firepower get to them on the mental side of things. As this hit into shallow center field, and Kim underneath it for the out. Third out finally comes from Mason Lerma, but an RBI by JT Summers brings Athletic Edge within 3. We'll be back in the bottom of the 8th. Swag surfing in Healdsburg in a 3-run game. 11-8, Packers on top, and looking to extend the lead is the leadoff man, Jacob French. First pitch hit by him out into left field. That's dropping. A real quiet reaction from the fans here. I'm not sure if they even saw that. A quick start to the inning and make it a double for Jacob French. His hot day continues here.
Oh, first pitch of the inning, wasting no time. Now 4 for 4 with a 2-run home run, 2 singles and a double for French, who is carrying this middle part of the lineup.
100%. I mean, you can make the claim that he's carrying the entire lineup. I mean, him and Cade Ladoff have been a great duo today, keeping this Packers offense flowing. But here's another guy with an RBI today, J.C. Agard. He goes big swing and a miss first. Here's the second pitch, missing outside.
Agard 1 for 4, strikeout, flew out to center, a single, and then reached on an error.
Agard swings at that, and it's going to drop out of play over by the worst. Sausage Grill, Burgers, and Fries. And I mean, it smells good, Jacob. I'm getting a little hungry over here.
It's quite good. It's quite. Smash Burger is one of my favorites. Hugo put me on blast. Hugo said that I was stuffing myself with the park food. It's just the way that
he's not the
I
nicest
enjoy
person.
getting a little bit of food before the game. It's my dinner.
It's rude. It's
Can I not have
frankly
dinner?
rude.
Can I not have dinner?
Not around Hugo Traverso.
Not around Hugo, this guy.
He will shame you.
That ball gets past the catcher on a pass ball, and now French reaches third base with no outs on a 2-2 count to Osario Agard.
Could be big here. Agard could knock his buddy French in for a score, extend the lead by 1 for the Packers.
One of the best batting average guys on the team, both normal average and batting average on balls in play.
Pitch by Dylan, hit by Agard. That's deep into left center. Make it just center. That's bouncing off the top of the football scoreboard. He didn't get the homer earlier, so he said, why not hit it farther? Absolutely crushed by Agard.
Well, he now joins his teammate Jacob French. Both had a home run today. They were tied 4th in the league in home runs with 4, and now they are all tied for 5th, or tied for 2nd with 5. And that one was a no-doubter, hit the top of the Healdsburg Hounds scoreboard in left center.
Wow. With how things were going, I thought, you know, the outfielders were going to converge and catch it over in that corner, but that ball carried and carried and carried.
That is the hardest part of the field to hit it out on, and he hit it well and beyond the left field fence.
So now Jake McCoy. Tough act to follow from his Spartan teammate.
McCoy's been hard hitting. A lot of balls in the outfield today, like that one. It's popped out to first for an out. It is McCoy's day today, though. The big countryman loves 4th of July. His pregame outfit was notable.
It was just great. Well executed by him. He must have a good stylist. He was in jorts, I believe. He had a cowboy hat. He had a tank top. I mean, he had the full deal going on. Maybe even some cowboy boots, I think. There's a picture somewhere.
The country mustache he is always rocking.
I respect it. There's a swing and a miss from Campbell. One down here in bottom of the 8th. Dylan's pitch fouled back by Campbell.
No TrackMan read on that Agard home run, but estimated upwards beyond 420 feet.
Holy cow, that's a far distance there. I mean, he got every bit of that ball, though.
It was visually, from us, the furthest ball we've seen all summer by anyone.
100%. So here's Dylan's pitch, and that'll do it. That gets Campbell backwards K right there. Caught him looking. Good job by Luke Dillon. So now 2 outs for Luke Dillon and this athletic edge defense. Cade Ladoff up now. Watches the first strike go by him.
Laid off a big power hitter, but also very disciplined and good at making contact. He's top 5 on the team in whiff rate. As that ball is skied out to right center, and it will drop between the center and right fielder for a stand-up double for the Aussie Cade Ladoff.
Another great hit by him. He's been all over today, hitting a home run, single, and now even a double.
Ladoff now a triple away from the cycle for
right.
those keeping track.
Running out of time to do it, though, as the Packers lead 13-8 here in the bottom of the 8th. Now Jonathan Kim facing Dillon, and he fouls the first one back. Oh and 1. Here's the pitch from Dillon. Grounded over to the second baseman, and Nordike's throw beating out Kim for out number 3. 13-8, and we'll be back as Athletic Edge tries to come back in the top of the 9th just in a few minutes.
West Coast Kings, also 6 o'clock on Sunday.
What do you want here?
Starting Sunday evening games right here against Lee.
We're back here in the top of inning number 9. New pitcher, local guy on the mound. Luke Schott coming in to close things out for the Pack. 13-8, Healdsburg leads. Been a solid game, all things considered. Brady Boyd leads things off. He pops this one foul and off to the right near the worst tent. Little Leaguers attempt to make the catch.
Luke Schott, you'll see fastball around 50%. Slider at 40%, curveball the last 10, used it sparingly. Good spin on both breaking balls. Has topped at 91 so far this summer with a few closing appearances.
Well, that one falls in for a called strike, too. Luke and Brady both faced off against each other in the NBL, in some NBL Oak matchups. Ukiah versus Cardinal Newman. Luke's own sister, Kate, goes to Cardinal Newman, or went to Cardinal Newman, just recently graduated. She's off to Santa Clara, so very athletic family. She's headed to play basketball there. Luke himself heading to Nevada Reno, and he gets the swing and miss. Starts his day off with a strikeout against a former high school nemesis. And now Cam Duran stands in.
Well, there's that slider for strike 3. He gets strikes on that at 75% of the time and misses on that at nearly 50%.
Well, here we go. Shot goes to work against Duran. 2 outs left for the Packers to close out a 13-8 win. 13 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Packers. 8 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors actually, for the Athletic Edge Express. That one fouled off. It's been a solid game, all things considered, for both teams. Offensively, a lot of runs scored, a lot of homers, and a lot of balls hit out just in general. 13-8, Luke shot fires, and that one skips in the dirt.
There are a lot of hits both ways, but I believe the Packers have just won the home run battle. That's been part of the difference of this game. Finding the right hits at the right time.
A lot of walks, too, so a lot of free passes. Mason Lerma came in last inning and closed things out for the Packers for Luke Schott, his fellow All-League, NBL All-League selection. Do you ever make All-League in one of your sports?
No. I only played basketball through pretty much all of high school.
1-2, fouled off. Luke Schott, funny enough, actually, it's going to be 2-2, excuse me. Luke Schott, funny enough, in the UNR, he was the pitcher of the year in the West for junior college, All-American in the 3C 2A. So that's the same as being All-State. One is outside. 3C 2A encompassing California and part of Nevada. Full count. Shot fires. That one lined into left. McCoy takes a few steps to his right and makes the catch. Anything that really stands out to you pitching-wise from this game? Anybody on the Packers?
Well, finding a way to be effective with a series of pitchers that have had pretty low velos and finding ways to get ground balls, get flyouts, find strikeouts on creative pitch mixes, and doing what they can to be there for the team. I mean, 12 hits is not great for the Packers, but they found a way, and they are thankful for their offense tonight to have their backs.
Well, 13-8, Packers lead it. That offense has been very active. It'll look to stay active for a weekend set starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. against the West Coast Kings. Both games at 6 p.m. Jacob Janicelli, Ryan Moffett, and myself will have the call alongside Nolan Brenner on YSN tomorrow, and along with just our regularly scheduled YouTube broadcast on Sunday. So that should be a fun set of games, and we're pretty much halfway through the summer. So didn't get a chance to ask you this yet, Jacob, but any highlights so far halfway through this season with the Pack, or just summer in general?
Well, it's been a competitive summer. I mean, not just for the Pack, for the whole league. Packers ahead in the league so far, but the Rogues, Crabs, and Potters, I believe, all have 21 wins on the season and near in record in the PEL conference, with several 3-game series next week as Schott faces the 3-2 count with 2 outs.
Here we go. The clap start. Shot, swing, and a miss. Oh, he made contact. Foul ball. So Luke Schott from Ukiah, California, trying to close things out. Packers would collect win number 19 with a strike here. Schott fires up high. He walks him. So Nick Andrews walks, and that'll bring up Clay DeMars. But, yeah, no, so you mentioned that competitive summer. It's going to be very competitive next week. Lincoln Potters come to town next Wednesday, and that'll be a fun series. But any opponents that really, any one opponent that really stands out to you?
Well, the Kings have been giving the Packers close games and is not reflective in their record, as that ball is singled to left, and that'll put 2 runners on for a shot. The Packers have played the Kings closely in several games this summer. The Kings, however, have only I think either a 2-6 or a 2-8 record on the summer, which is not reflective of how they've been playing, really giving the Packers tight games when a lot of these summer games against non-conference teams, the Packers have been rolling through, and so props to them.
Well, yeah, an athletic edge trying to give the Packers a hard time right here. Tyler Nordyke stands in. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. He singled and scored on a bunt back in the 3rd and walked his last time up and scored in the 8th. That one falls in there for a called strike 2. 0-2 now with, or 1-1, excuse me. Thank you for the correction. 1-1, 2 down to Nordyke. Big lead over at second. Once again, I'd like to thank our analytics team for coming up with a way to display the pitch velocity and spin rate on our broadcast, as Nordyke gives a healthy cut through that one. You guys have been seeing the velocity, seeing some of the spin rate, but more the velocity. 2-2. Claps begin again here at Rec Park. The grandstand rattling with a sellout crowd. That one popped up. This should be the game. Kim over on it. He loses his hat. He makes the catch. And the Packers have their 19th win of the summer. 19-2 the Packers move to. They'll go to a 2-game weekend set in the PEL against the West Coast Kings. That'll be Ryan Moffett, Jacob Janicelli, Nolan Brenner, and myself tomorrow on YSN365.com. That's YSN365.com at 6 p.m. Should be a fun one. Any final thoughts?
Happy 4th, Hugo.
Happy 4th, Jacob, and happy 4th to all of our viewers. Thanks for joining us. One final time, the Packers get an Independence Day win, 13-8 in front of a sellout crowd. Back tomorrow at 6. Thanks for joining us. Adios.